Your dog gives you a gift no one taught it to give. The front paws stay planted, the ears lift, and then the tail breaks into a swing that belongs to you. Not every wag carries your name, but this one does. Most people flatten a wag into one easy label and call it excitement. Tail moving means happy. Person at the door means same reaction. Case closed. But your dog's body is usually more exact than that. There is a half second before the wag starts that matters. The nose catches your scent in the hall. The ears sort your footstep from the others. The eyes lock on your shape before the latch even settles. Something in the body decides first, and the tail follows. That is where the small pattern begins. When bonded dogs greet one specific person, researchers have noticed a right bias in the wag, a wider sweep, a slightly higher carriage, a rhythm that opens more on one side. It is not a random flutter. It is a muscular signature, and the strange part is how selective it can be. Your dog may like other people in the house, may greet them warmly, may even trot to the same doorway, but then you come in, and the tail writes a different sentence. Watch the base of the tail, not just the tip. Watch how the hips loosen, how the spine curves, how the whole back end joins the greeting as if one side of the body has more room to speak. That extra width is one of the quiet loops in the story. The other loop hides in the pause before motion. Why does your dog go still for that tiny beat, as if listening with the whole body, before the wag spills out? That stillness is not hesitation. It is recognition landing. In a dog's brain, familiar reward and social attachment do not arrive as poetry. They arrive as pattern, scent, memory, prediction. Your footsteps have led to meals, walks, soft hands, open doors, the couch at night, the voice that settles thunder and vacuum noise in lonely afternoons. So the greeting is not just about seeing a person. It is about seeing the person whose return has been stitched into safety over and over again. The tale is reading from a long ledger written in ordinary days. And then there is the small shock of learning you are not just loved in a general way. You are known specifically, not as a human shape, not as a member of the household, but as the one who pulls a distinct movement from muscle and nerve. Maybe you noticed it on a tired evening with grocery bags cutting into your fingers. Someone else had already come home, and the dog had wagged, yes, but lightly, politely, almost at the surface. Then your key turned, and the tail rose higher before your shoes even crossed the mat. That is the pattern interrupt people miss. Affection is not always louder. Sometimes it is more precise. The wider sweep at your return is not performance. The slight lift in the carriage is not a trick your dog repeats for every friendly face. It is what happens when recognition, relief, and expectation meet in one body all at once, and that earlier stillness answers itself too. Your dog pauses because the brain is sorting the world in a flash, checking scent, sound, outline, and memory, then sending one clear message through the spine. Safe person, my person, now. So the wag stops being a generic sign and becomes a form of belonging. What looked like a simple habit at the door turns out to be a body pattern your dog saves for one bond. You come home, and somewhere between the latch and the first step inside, a tail chooses its old path again. Wider to the right, a little higher, impossible to fake, built from hundreds of returns. You realize that your dog was never just wagging at a person coming through the door. Your dog was greeting home in the shape of you.